Welcome back. We will start with further issues about on the introduction about VedaVMS group. Please understand that we will not be sharing our telephone numbers because we are a virtual organization, and by sharing a telephone number, the particular member will get overloaded with loads of messages. Similarly, we don't want to be on WhatsApp because the WhatsApp is one of the leading distractions for your regular work in this world, because I hate WhatsApp, but it's a necessary evil. There will be so many good mornings, good nights unnecessarily coming in, and people try to share all messages, photos, videos about anything which they think is spiritual. And one of the important thing in WhatsApp or Facebook, for example, is you try to always forward messages which you always wanted to do but never did. So, but we have got our work to do for all the members in spite of, a lot of their other commitments. So, let us continue with our work. So, don't look for sharing telephone number, but we do share our telephone numbers selectively. We also want members or new members. Any volunteer is our member who could take in specific work. They can be a part of our private group. Kindly remember that we are a virtual group. Vedas are like, the subject is like a vast ocean. We have not got into it nor sailing it. We are standing close to the sea in the beach. And remember, we are learners. We are still learners, and we will only be learners. At this opportunity, we would like to thank our groups of people who have been helping us. First is, you get normally discouraged when you want to compile Vedic books. But Sri Ganapati Sharma and Sri Subramanya Sharma, two gurus, are the only people who encouraged us. But they put up a lot of words of caution, saying that to come out with a Vedic compilation, you just copy from a particular source and provide it as it is not the job. You are supposed to understand what you are compiling, and a lot of proofreading will have to be done. It has to go through many rounds of versions, and you should remember to publish corrections and updates regularly. This was well received in the group, and one of the very few groups who keep on reviewing our books based on the errors and corrections that we observe and also that we receive from the Veda learners, our well-wishers, and keep on publishing them periodically. We have got people who volunteered for the work of various nature. Some of them have given us the source code. Some of them have shared books. Some of them have given references to certain Sanskrit professors or Vedic scholars for our discussions, clearance of doubts. And very important, thanks. Our thanks should be to those who give valuable feedback. You put in so much of effort and publish a Vedic compilation, and there is a small error. People tend to, just correct it, never inform us. Therefore, it was so nice, and we thank all those members, all those Veda learners and Veda groups that has taken a lot of pains to give us feedback in a very, very structured way, and that is what encourages. There are many people who write, with heaps of praise. This praise doesn't belong to us. It belong to our gurus. What we want as per our guideline from the gurus is, the guidelines received from the gurus are to make the book more and more accurate and keep updating our knowledge. When you get into the topic of, looking for Vedic documents, there are great men who have already documented various books, treasures of knowledge. These are available as books, sometimes in the libraries. Lot of people, groups, organizations have hosted sites for publishing very useful material on Vedas. It is not necessarily it has to be a book. Sometimes there are blogs which help us to understand the subject much, much better. Next is who have helped us, the IT professionals who helped us to design a website which we are able to maintain, though the the website may not look any great professional website. We are not interested in that. We are only interested in the content. And the IT professional who is helping us on the project for working out the Jedi and Ganam, which could be of great help in future. Last but not the least, we have resource constraints, but our friend Aaladi channel, which is managed by Mr. Aaladi Tambidurai from Madurai, have encouraged us to give these talks because it could draw more people or help more people to learn, and they are running this VedaVMS channel as a part of their channel completely, free of cost. And Mr. Suresh from Madurai has volunteered to render, prepare the videos, do all kinds of editing work. And we are thankful to the Aaladi group. And we are blessed to be at the feet of Aaladi Swami, Shiva Siddhar, who has attained Jiva Samadhi in Madurai. So we look forward to his continuous blessings. As we have already talked about in the first session, our experience has that been the learning Vedas have been very difficult, especially our group consists of members who would like to read Vedas in Tamil and Malayalam. Getting the right pronunciation, limitation of not knowing Sanskrit or having learnt it at an early age. When we all met together, we understood that we are repeating what the Guru says like a parrot or parrots. We are only limited to what our Gurus knew. Gurus follows various systems and we start comparing notes. There are obvious differences and patabhetams. So we shared our experience. As we shared our experience, we decided, let us document what that we have learned. And that forms the base of our leading up to these Veda lectures. We explored therefore a lot of basics about Vedas, but still we feel after 3 years of work, these are all a tip of the iceberg only. Now as we share our knowledge through these lectures, please understand these lectures are not exhaustive, nor we are experts. Our knowledge is also limited. We are still in the process of learning many basics. As you would have seen in our website, we would have put a note of caution saying that we keep on updating our articles because we learn a concept, we may represent or write it with a very limited scope or domain. As our perspective, experience or learning increase, we are able to throw better perspective on the subject after some time. And as we said earlier also, we want Veda learners to learn something which we learned the very hard way after many years of learning Shruti. That we always felt, it should have been learned before. A simple thing is when we want to memorize Rudram, we will look at Namo and just think which Namo will get Swaritam and which Namo will be Anudatam, that is a lower Swaram. And all this looks very silly to us because now we have understood the flow of the swaras and how swaras give way to one another. Kindly note that our lectures are only a stepping stones to learning. This will help you to learn further, explore and expand the way you would like to take your knowledge forward. But still, we want to give a major advice is, there is no substitute for a qualified guru. Many people tend to write to us saying that your books are useful for even the uninitiated. This is wrong. Don't use our books without a guru because a guru has learned from somebody who is already experienced in the Shruti. There are many reasons as to why we pronounce a word or utter it in a particular way, either with respect to the varna, that is the variation of the letter, or sometimes the swara. So there is also another issue that you need to remember is there are variations between padatis as they call our schools. Many people tend to think that what their guru teaches is only right. No, all gurus are right and they have a reason to teach and practice what they are practicing today. We want you to always check the content of our input. Based on that, understand what that you have learned. Read and learn more. Try to get translations, get inner meanings of the words and the context of that mantra, and get explanation from learned scholars. See, in Veda, there is nothing better than experiencing certain things by yourself. So we want you to use these lectures as only stepping stone, and we wished somebody else had shared this information with us. So now we are sharing it with you. We always find there are totally unrealistic expectations. People expect us to give translations or commentaries. We are just learners. We are no scholar to give any bhashyam, right? Then translation is something that is subject to lot of contextual meanings. Therefore, this is not in our domain and we are not first qualified. Second, we are not going to cover a detailed grammar, whether we would cover Panini, no. We would only take in works from Panini's Ashtadhyayi to the extent it would help us to learn the Veda or a certain basic grammar. Because we have given certain article on Padapada, people think whether we can give what's called Nikritam or Niriptam, which is the etymology of the language. This will involve, quite a lot of studies for us. So we are not qualified. Simply don't expect this. Now, we are not first interested in understanding or covering what you want us to cover. Because we are not here to substitute gurus, right? Please note this. What we would like you to understand is, please let us stick to what we have learned or learning. Allow us to share possibly what we can share and do. And share your experience of learning. Share the differences in the way your guru teaches. Therefore, we understand the differences between various schools. As we are giving lectures, you have to bear in mind, we have limitations of the technology that we use, that the speech is recorded at one place and it gets edited, reference material is adjusted, taken on a video. Many times there could be minor sound distortions. So you have to bear in mind, and if you are not clear with a particular area, you can please write to us. Secondly, once we put on the video in a forum like YouTube, please remember we are not here to give any professional lectures. We are Indians and the accent will be more Indian in nature, and we will use a lot of words which are typically used, or proverbs, anecdotes in Tamil or Malayalam or sometimes even Hindi, but we will give the translation. We will try our best. Suppose you are not an Indian, we use terms that really, is not in your knowledge or domain. Kindly contact any Indian or your learned source for getting clarifications on terms like that. For every video, we want you to kindly share the details of Aaladi and VedaVMS channel with your friends, well-wishers. If you are a part of any Veda learning group, kindly share it within your group. We request you all to kindly, subscribe to our videos or channel and watch them regularly. Again, we would recommend you to also watch Aaladi channel, but it is purely in Tamil. Those who know Tamil can subscribe to Aaladi channel and view some of the topics that they are handling. And give your comments and feedback. You can write it to Aaladi channel. You can give it as a comment in each of the videos. Specific issues, clarifications, our email vedavms@gmail.com is always available to you for communication. We will try to be as prompt as possible. So let us start with the first lecture shortly. Thanks for listening to this introduction. Please encourage us by subscribing to the channel and watch them regularly. Thank you.